What's the deal with bananas? I got asked that yesterday and someone was like, why are they so demonized in society? Why does everyone talk badly about bananas? Here are some of my reasons why I think they're demonized and why I don't think they should be demonized. One is everyone talks about the sugar. There's too much sugar in bananas. But here's the deal. When we talk about the sugar or the carbohydrates that are going to be in any type of fruit, you're going to digest and metabolize things differently when it comes in fruit with all the different things that are within it versus something that's going to be on the shelf, you put into sugar cookies and you bake at Christmas time, right? Your body's going to digest and absorb that a little bit differently and react to it because of the things that you're basically combining with it. Two, everyone talks about fructose. And again, they're like, fructose is so bad, it's going to put so much stress on your liver. Like, okay, your liver is involved in the metabolism of fructose. But when we talk about the stuff that's in fruit that naturally comes within that versus the stuff that's synthetically made and put into highly processed foods to make it more shelf stable, our body is going to digest and absorb that a little bit differently. Again, primarily because of the stuff that it's actually digesting, absorbing with it. And also, let's talk about the composition of bananas in and of itself. So when we're talking about the fructose composition of bananas relative to other fruits, let's talk about an apple, for example. That's not necessarily demonized, but there's actually more fructose typically in a banana than an apple than there is actually in a banana. When we talk about the carbohydrate distribution in general, so we have glucose, fructose, and sucrose, which all make up the different types of sugars within a banana. Those are also in apples. There's actually more fructose in apples than there are in bananas. We talk about the total carbohydrate load. Typically in a small banana, you're going to get about 15 grams. That's pretty normal. And then a large banana, you're going to get 25 to 30-ish grams in there. Again, that's pretty normal. Pretty on par. Apples may even have a few more. And you know what? That's okay. Carbohydrates aren't necessarily bad. It's how much you're having at one time and what else are you having it with and what is the source that you're getting it from. So when we're talking about bananas, that's what's in it. Not only do we have those sugars in it, right, which are types of carbohydrates, we have resistant starches, which are prebiotics, which help to feed our gut and makes them healthy, right? Gives us a healthy gut microbiota. Also, we're going to have some soluble fibers in there. Again, things that are great. They helped with transit down our digestive system. They add bulk to our stool when we're going through. Things that are going to do good things for us. All right. So those are all different types of carbohydrates. When bananas ripen, they actually change. I had somebody be like, all right, well, should I only eat green bananas? Do you like green bananas? If you're someone who's working specifically on healing your gut, you need some more prebiotic fibers in your diet, then I'd say yes. By all means, have some green bananas. They're going to have more resistant starches. It's going to provide you with more prebiotics, and so that can help with healing of your gut. Sure. But if you're like, I don't like green bananas, great. Maybe you have a regular banana. Here's the difference of what happens. When something is ripening, when a banana is ripening, it produces ethylene gas, or ethylene, which is like a hormone. Sometimes in America, well, most of the time, right, they're going to pick things that are underripe and then they're going to put them in a truck and they're going to pump it with ethylene gas to speed up the ripening process, but that's a whole different problem that we have here in America. But when we think about bananas, they naturally produce this ethylene, right? And so what is that going to do? It's going to turn on enzymes that are going to break down some of the carbohydrates. So it's going to shift the composition of the carbohydrates, but not the amount of it, right? It's not going to make it gain more sugars, right? It's just going to switch the ones that are already in there. Some of those resistant starches are going to get broken down into some of the different types of carbohydrates, into the different sugars, right? So they're not going to be the resistant starches anymore that are going to be prebiotics. They're going to be more into the other ones. It's still a form of carbohydrate, right? And so when it does that, it's going to make it taste a little bit sweeter because different forms of those carbohydrates are going to taste sweeter. Fructose actually tastes sweeter than glucose and sucrose. So as it starts to break down, you might get a little bit more fructose, you might get a little bit more sucrose. And again, those are going to taste a little bit sweeter than glucose. So as those compositions go up slightly during the ripening process, that's why it's going to taste sweeter. Is there still going to be fiber in there? Yes, it is. That's not really going to go away. That stays pretty consistent, whether it's a green banana versus a regular banana. But there you go. So we're thinking in total about bananas, like, are they bad? No, they're going to have different types of carbohydrates. Does it change when they ripen? Yes, a little bit in amount. No, just the type of it is going to change. So if you want to work a little bit more on your gut, then maybe you have some that are green. If you like the sweetness of it, then maybe you have some that are a little bit more ripe, but still they're going to have the same amount of carbohydrates that are in there. And also they're going to have some micronutrients. So potassium and vitamin B6 are known to be in bananas. So again, when we're thinking about carbohydrates, we want micronutrients associated with them. We want to having some fiber associated with them also is great. Bananas have both of those. So should they be demonized? I don't think so. If you think they taste good, go ahead and eat them. If you think they taste bad, maybe you try another fruit. But that's why they're demonized, and that's why I don't think they need to be.